I kind of felt bad for him. I shook my arm and aimed at his big face. I landed a hard slap. But Krampus didn't even flinch. With the crowd going wild, Krampus slowly raised his own hand. He said he'd only use 10% of his strength. Whether I lived or died was up to fate. He pressed his huge hand against my face and began to line me. That slap almost took me out. I wanted to quit and admit defeat, but my buddies pushed me back toward the ring. Krampus put my hand on his face himself. He told me to give it everything I had. He even stuck out his tongue playfully. After what just went down, I totally lost my confidence. Then my friend slapped a device on I put my big hand on Krampus's face. I was ready for a slap battle with him. We took turns slap. Slapping each other.
The woman's husband embezzled all 800 million euros from their accounts and transferred it overseas. Before leaving, he even handed the police a list of the organization's key members. When Ivan heard the news, his scalp tingled. Almost all of that 800 million belonged to clients. Now he had no choice but to run. After all, those lunatics were the kind who would kill for money without hesitation. As soon as the two set off, the police had them in their sights. Luckily, at a fork in the road, a private car collided with a police vehicle, giving Ivan a chance to escape. But before he could celebrate, a more dangerous group blocked the road ahead. Yes, they were drug dealers. Seeing them, Ivan dared not resist. These people weren't cops. Shooting someone on the street was just another day for them. In the end, Ivan and Laura were forced into a car and taken to a dimly lit warehouse. Their fate seemed certain. The drug lord wanted the money, which Ivan didn't have, and he wanted their lives. But Ivan calmly offered an alternative solution, exactly what the drug lord wanted to hear. Given the current situation, all the local gangs were within police reach. Even the drug lord wanted to escape, but he held 1,500 million euros, money that couldn't be deposited in a bank or carried out in cash. Ivan had noticed this. As a money laundering expert, he promised to safely transport the 1,500 million to Singapore for a 10% fee. The drug lord had no better option and had to rely on Ivan. Ivan's method was simple. Pack both the people and the money into a shipping container and send it abroad by sea. He had long bribed customs officials, though rarely used. Their annual dividends were always paid in full, precisely for emergencies like this. Seizing the opportunity, Ivan and Laura snuck into Singapore. Just as Ivan was planning his comeback, Laura betrayed him. She traded him for her freedom. Ivan was ultimately sentenced to life in prison for money laundering. When reporters asked if he had regrets, Ivan replied there were two things he regretted most. First, not listening to his father, who had warned him never to break the law. Second, not listening to Laura, who had told him never to trust anyone.
Okay, what's the difference between a single mom and a baby mama?
That's a serious question.
Yeah, what is it?
In other words,
place for church ready for prison, which is Catholic Church. I come make inquiry. The man come say make I come. I fit come tomorrow, which is on Tuesday. She sent me the money on Monday. Because I fit come tomorrow, I should be there by 8 a.m. I come tell and say I no go fit meet up because say but I should be there by 12. Say na 12 be their line. Which person if you come visit them? I come say okay, but I no go fit meet up because I don't already get my things prepared where I want say. I won't get my week start. I be no plan and say I dey do something like that week, so I have to distract. I come tell and say how about we do Sunday because the Sunday is also packed. I should come be around 8 a.m. I should be there in thoughts. I should be at the gate. So I try my best, you guys. I couldn't meet up. I woke up around 3 a.m. I tried my best. I don't meet up. Before I reach there, they don't already start mass. We reach gate. So when they ask us for gate, they make any inquiry and who approve us before we come. Who was my first time visiting? They come to the man picture. They come to okay, I call the man, the man, come meeting for gate. I call the man come to go. I can't see it. They don't already start mass. Only the church. Like that kind of thing. So the animal waiting for gate. One day, since we don't cook the rest of us, they later want to come to the gate. I should reach proper we have to do. When they don't allow us to go, they go inside. That the first gate. So the second gate, they go. They come to us. So the second gate. I can't listen to my name. They can't go inside church. They come back. They can't go to the ship. They come to why are you come on? I try my best. I don't need to come to them.
Every time I meet up. Yeah.
I asked them if I can take pictures for the day. They said, no, I don't enter place. They say, I will drop a phone. Even before we enter, say, from that place, because they put our phone, or put our bag, put our bag, put our car, or carry the phone, carry the phone. Anyways, I join my house. The man go back, they come to share the phone. Our leader are doing it, and they say, I'm going to give this phone. I don't tell them, say, I'm not giving them, if I do this thing. I would like, if I get video or picture, they want to get their own media person for the prison. So they can do it for me now. The media person will record the person. I won't ask them, I will get in there's a way I don't know what is why I can't go to the most charging. I wasn't going to go. I won't go. Which are the community will be on by I don't get that I don't know what they have to do. I will get person. I don't have to do that. But we are thinking about how that is going to be. I don't know the solution we are thinking about. But if you feel like I didn't do that, or trying to get out there, know what I can do. Make them say it's not for free. I shall know how I do it. Our needs cheating. This country there, then we complain say our government, we are more ourselves. We are trying. How do you rush that to die? They don't do it.
Yes, now. What do you mean?
5 rounds tonight.
What do you mean 5 hours?
Why did she disappoint you?
I don't know. Maybe her husband. But I asked him for that side. Like that, I don't get plans.
Why
I
you
just
not take my car?
no, no, the body they want. Make I go rest, take my bath. It's more than the work all about. Eh?
You're a stranger. I'm just
I don't
letting
want
you
to.
in because of this.
All of my darkness, I know. Won't you remain me strong?
Once the hooks on the rope were successfully secured to the other side of the river, a simple zip line was complete. To avoid the monsters in the water, this was their only way to cross. But due to the speed being too fast, Jimmy got stuck halfway when the rope jammed in the carabiner. The sudden stop made him swing wildly in the air, and the carabiner around his waist also came loose as a result. But Jimmy was completely unaware of this. His wife on the shore tried to tighten the rope to repair the zip line, but unexpectedly made things worse, putting Jimmy in an even more dangerous situation. Seeing her husband about to fall, Lisa quickly clipped on a carabiner and slowly slid toward him. At this time, the monster underwater seemed to be waking up as well. Seeing this situation, Lisa quickly flipped her body to slide at a faster speed. Throughout the entire process, Lisa was extremely careful, making every effort not to make sounds that would disturb the monster. Finally, at the very last moment before Jimmy's carabiner was about to come off, she successfully secured it. Unfortunately, the sound from the carabiner still disturbed the monster, which was rapidly swimming toward them. Lisa quickly reached out to grab her husband, pulling him to the height of the safety rope, hoping to avoid the monster's attack. But they underestimated the monster's size. A giant python weighing 10,000 tons leaped out of the water and bit through the safety rope. Immediately after, the couple fell into the water, deserving to see.
You have to leave this for boyfriend. They cannot keep on treating you like this and you'll be crying. Come on, pack your things from this house.
Who is that now? Babe.
Who's your babe? She's here to break up with you. And pack her things. Please leave the way.
I don't understand.
Babe, check.
Few moments later.
Douglas, I'm not back. Let's go. Douglas, come on, let's go.
No di proprio, cagare. Dimmi. This guy went down the photo now.
These robbers were unlike anything anyone had ever seen. Instead of hitting a bank, they stormed straight into a police station. Even crazier, they managed to take control of the entire place and locked all the cops inside their own cells, leaving the officers staring at each other in disbelief. Then, as if they were out for a casual stroll, the two robbers calmly crossed the street and walked into a bank. They quickly overpowered the guards, but didn't hurt anyone, simply herding the hostages into a corner. When one guard tried to sneak out his gun, the robber just told him to hand it over and even reassured him to stay calm. When a child started crying, one of them gently picked the kid up and comforted him, leaving everyone stunned by their unexpected kindness. Meanwhile, the other robber went into the vault, attaching small explosives to every safe deposit box. With a single press of the detonator, the vault exploded into a rainstorm of ash. But something didn't add up. They were supposed to steal $3 million belonging to a drug dealer, yet the total suddenly turned out to be over $40 million. Confused but thrilled, they packed up all the cash and took off. As they exited the bank, one robber kept glancing around anxiously. Even after they drove off, Ryder kept checking scanning the rearview mirror, as if expecting someone to chase them, behavior that immediately made Mark suspicious. Once they reached a safe spot, Ryder was about to pull out his police badge to reveal his true identity, but Mark drew his gun first. Instead of killing him, Mark shot Ryder in the shoulder, leaving him to die on his own. But when he saw the badge in Ryder's hand, Mark exploded in rage. His partner had been an undercover cop all along. What Ryder didn't know, however, was that Mark himself was undercover for the Navy. He delivered the $40 million to a colonel and reported Ryder's identity. At first, the colonel didn't care, but when he heard that Mark hadn't finished Ryder off, he grew nervous. Fearing exposure, the colonel and his men went back to find Ryder, unaware that the wounded man had already stolen a car from two men. When the colonel's search turned up nothing, he ordered his men to capture and execute Mark, but Mark had already sensed something was off. The moment the soldiers moved in, he struck first, taking several of them down before diving into a nearby ravine. Drawing their attention, he looped around behind them, snuck up on one soldier, pressed a weapon against a vital spot, disarmed him, grabbed his car keys, and delivered a fatal blow. Then, before the others could react, Mark tossed away the keys to another vehicle and escaped under heavy gunfire.
I know the play on their level. I saw him picking up and full out to get 47. I don't like it.
Si vous voulez, con carré grand powder. Pula.
Halfweg de eerste helft. Senna Lammers. 40 de boeken dicht te doen. Ja hoor. 0-3 voor Union. Als we wel een seizoen maken, dan komt de Kroaat. Eens kijken naar de vier. Hier komt Lonkelzee, de save. Maar wel de rebound goal. Hier komt Jo. Onhoudbaar. Perfect. Ziet het er heel goed uit voor het eerste. Hij mist hem. En Lammers doet het weer. Senna Lammers doet het weer. Na 8 minuten de strafschop voor de ex-speler van Racing Genk. Hij op voorsprong te eisen. Daar komt hij. Wordt hij af. Nee, goede save van Senna Lammers. Zo goed maar hoor. Hij mist hem, hè? Het stond in de strijd. Hij speelt zo.
La Mensa. Et il le rate. Il ne l'arrêtera.
A lot of people even pass chemistry. Is there a support group?
Oh no!
Someone coming for that video. Listen, grab this on. Right on. Yes. No. Okay. Yes. No, like now, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day on, 1 day on, 1 day on. Yes, but listen, if there be two, then they go break, 2 hours break. One will go rest, 2 hours, then come back, the other one will go rest. Yes, yes, 2 hours break. Yes, yes. That's 70 or 75. Depending. Okay, sir.
You don't go open your work.
No, but you want fuck person, what's there? You want to get here. I'll give you work. Let me do.
And I wait till Nigeria get the like with that. The line, all those 419 or time. Have you got on the demo in the fine workers? This is what they talk about. So now then you go come bring person come now. You come the person. I know we say now once you go to Naka, anytime when you are fixed that. With the good they do blame. I tell her that they were in the bed, all of them they laugh. In the para for me, in the carry best. That's what now. Anytime we prick down, they're hungry. They go come turn active, turn active.
But what shocked me was the dragon, Silverwing, didn't hurt him. Instead, it kept teasing him. This guy's name is Earth, a totally unrefined drunk. He didn't even know he carried a trace of Targaryen blood. Silverwing, being extremely sensitive, sensed that bloodline. And then the dragon stopped messing with him, stepped back a few paces, and lowered its proud head. In that moment, it chose to submit. When Earth realized Silverwing was yielding to him, he froze completely. A worthless drunk had just been picked by fate to become a new dragon rider. He was so pumped that he rode Silverwing straight out of the cave, looping recklessly over King's Landing. The sudden shadow of the dragon instantly freaked out the entire city. Soldiers and civilians panicked, thinking it was my dragon attacking King's Landing. Soon, the king's proxy, Aemond, got the news and bolted from the palace, riding hard to track down Valhar. Aemond never tolerated any threats. Urg sensed the danger and tried to escape, but Valhar chased relentlessly all the way back to Dragonstone. That was my territory and the last stronghold of the Black Party. Valhar's appearance put me on immediately. I had my 2 dragons with me, watching Aemond from the coast as he flew above. Valhar let out a low, uneasy roar. The battle was about to explode, and Aemond finally realized that there were 3 dragons on Dragonstone. Facing the numerical threat, he turned Valhar around and left the island. Seeing that, I felt a rare sense of relief. At least this time, he chose to back down.
Do you want to win an iPhone?
Later they see. My fellow soulmates. See you. Not as if they shot it 1 inch here, 1 inch here. But no 5, no 6. So be very careful when you buy fabric. Tell them to show you their tape. That 1 inch matters a lot. Later they see. My fellow soulmates.
Now, what the cow tell me?
Later they see.
The person the better people is 1, 2, 3, 4. No 5, no 6.
But no 5, no 6.
Just be 7 straight.
So be very careful when you buy
Don't buy something like
Tell
that
them
and
to show
bring
you
it
their
out.
tape. That 1 inch matters a lot.
Just now. No 5, no 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's one more. 7, 8, 9, 10. Ah!
Later they see. My fellow soulmates.
Come close. You don't know the girl and the big police station who don't pursue us. Jesus. I say we never pay them for 2 years. See how much.
Hello, boss. This is our all-round high-performance waterproof coating, which is odorless and non-volatile.
How much you
I believe it. So that's actually the photo they come out from.
I'll be 90.
5 cases alert. We run from now to December. You'll be getting.
In China, no matter what products you want to import, you can't skip the village behind us because this place holds the cheapest wholesale sort.
Oh my God, I want you. It's not the joy of one person. It is for the both of you to hold your hands together and walk upon this journey. My love, I don't know what's over me. I'm overthinking everything. At times it feels like nobody can understand the way I feel. But I am fucking totally. I don't know how to keep going, so I'll drink on. Drink too many shots of cognac. One for the belly, another one broken heart.
Doing there, not even his coach, who seemed completely surprised. He hadn't requested any substitution, and for good reason. Amakachi, who had never played a single match, had just entered the field without authorization to replace his injured teammate. Furious, his coach shouted at him to get off, not realizing that behind this improbable entrance, Amakachi had a plan that would miraculously work. That night, Everton was facing Tottenham for a spot in the final. Although they were leading on the scoreboard, the game was far from over as they were being heavily dominated. But that's when Amakachi's plan came into play. From the substitutes bench, he had noticed several weaknesses in Tottenham's defense during the first half. The center backs were leaving too much space.
Detective Harper LAPD. The man you just brought into the hospital is wanted for murder, armed robbery, and assault on law enforcement officers. He is extremely dangerous.
The police rushed to the hospital. Everyone had already been evacuated. The suspect took Lisa hostage.
Yeah, I see no
Officers
reward.
tried to shoot the
No,
suspect,
I do, but
but accidentally get Lisa instead. The top priority was to get Lisa out safely, but the police didn't dare use force. They were afraid the suspect might kill Lisa suddenly.
I think I can get a clean shot if Nola can get it focused on the girl. If it goes sideways, I'll take the shot.
Nolan quietly moved toward the door. Nyla got her gun ready.
Officer John Nolan, LAPD. We need to talk.
About what? How screwed I am? Why are you gonna offer me a ride to a non-extradition country if I let the hostage go?
I think we should focus on not making matters any worse. You both need medical attention. Let me get that for you.
But the suspect was agitated. He had robbed the Federal Reserve. There was no way he would get protection. Nolan couldn't convince him to put down the knife.
Don't die. First, I'm gonna make it hurt. Kill him.
See you alone?
Come and buy television. Because the press no small. Come and buy iron.
That's all I go talk. You know, go now, everything when I go to California.
Not over what? Bring you to the office. By force. No, when you say that, why you did that? So you didn't bring the letter of invitation now.
Hi, everyone.
Guys, women, guys, you see the way I'm guys, so guys, not every time you go to sit down for us, so.
Salah might never start for Liverpool. He did something so selfish that it made many Liverpool fans ask him to leave the club immediately. After a string of poor performances, Arne Slot decided to bench him against Frankfurt, and Liverpool looked great without scoring 5 goals. Then Salah came on in the 74th minute, and once again he looked completely lost. His shots were wild. One even flew into the stands. But what really made fans furious was this moment. Wirtz was wide open, still chasing his first Liverpool goal, and was literally begging for the ball. Salah saw him, chose to go for glory from an impossible angle and missed. Even Wirtz looked like he was about to explode with anger. Salah might never start. An aerial bomb about to explode suddenly dropped down and got stuck above the field hospital. People were terrified and rushed to escape. A nurse accidentally touched the winch switch, causing the airship hovering in midair to continuously rise. If it hit the bomb above, everyone would surely die. In the critical moment, Soldier Jimmy quickly turned off the switch, but it was too late. The airship's massive buoyancy had already snapped the rope. Seeing this, people panicked.
Oh, good. Oh, good, yeah.
And all ran toward the main.
If you have ever wanted to start a profitable importation
of his best budget.
United versus Man United. Birmingham versus Lament. Straight up. Kadioglu versus W. Van Hecke versus Maguire. Yeah, man. Upside Maguire. Dunk versus Delip. This one's actually tied in you think. Delip. Saipa versus Scanlon. The Saipa. Believer versus Bailey. Kobe Bailey. Obviously, we ain't seen much of Kobe as of now, but don't worry, we'll get there, man. That's still Starboy as well, man. Amarin needs to give a minute. Ayabi versus Bruno Fernandes. Minte versus Diallo. Starboy again. Man, sorry, man. Minte, I want to pay it though. Matoma versus Cunha. Gomez versus Mount. Gomez, man. I'm not the biggest fan of Mount, but he's getting there though, man. He's proving me wrong, which I love to see, man. Milbeck versus Seska. Yo! Hey, who's got more goals? Seska got more goals. Danny Milbeck, get there though, man. Ursula versus Almond. Who's even higher on the table? That's how I have to go. Based off Ursula.
Goalkeeper, Alisson Becker. Right back, Dani Alves. Center back, Thiago Silva. Paulo Maldini. Left back, Marcelo. Midfield, Sergio Busquets. Kaká. Andrés Iniesta. Right wing, Lionel Messi. Striker, Ronaldo Nazario. Left wing, myself.
My husband is sleeping with my landlord's wife, and the landlord has caught him. We've been living in this house for the past 3 years. This is a big house. It's supposed to be a private house, and the man has a BQ. So he doesn't live in Nigeria, and he wanted somebody to be staying in the compound to help him clean and all of that. So he rented out his BQ to us. Now, we've been staying in this house before this man got married. So he got married to a young lady and left her in the house with us. You know, he doesn't live in Nigeria. He left the country and visits like 2-3 times a year. It all depends. So one day, this man messaged me while he was not in the country. He had just left Nigeria, and he was chatting me on WhatsApp telling me that he had caught my husband sleeping with his wife. He said that it has been happening, and he didn't just want to cut it in or do anything about it. He was wondering why his wife, who he just married, would do that to him. He had secretly implanted a camera in the whole house without the wife's knowledge. My husband, who claims to be a content creator and stays at home all the time, has been sleeping with this woman while I go to work and come back every evening. Now, he sent me a recording of his wife and my husband doing the do, and I was shocked to my bones, and he told me to keep it a secret, that I shouldn't say anything until he comes back. This man had just traveled back, yet he told me that he was going to come back in 2 months' time. I was like, okay. I was so uncomfortable with that statement. Why are you telling me not to react to my husband cheating? But I kept. So the way he was talking after him, calling me, how are you doing? How is everything? How was your day? So I like, oh, you know Nigeria now, we are managing. Say, okay, I have your account. He'll send me 50K. And I asked him, I hope you don't want us to be doing what my husband is doing with your wife, because I don't understand the way you are caring about me. He said, yes, that's exactly what he wants. Why would my husband cheat on me with his wife? And
Don't give me a my boss office, the one there.
he will just be looking at his wife.
What do you do this water? Okay, how do you do
this? Asking me what do I stand to do? Will I continue the marriage since I already found out what my husband was doing? And I told him I didn't know. I can decide to forgive my husband. He started sending me more videos. The way my husband would go there, knock in the house, all in the name of he wants to create content in their beautiful parlor. In fact, my husband initiated everything. I know the woman is to blame for falling for him, but he initiated everything. So he was trying to convince me to let my husband go, that the marriage is over since I don't have kids for him. I'm only suffering. House rent, he can't pay. The one doing all the expenses. He said my husband can't even provide for me. Look at the one I'm struggling. Yet he lives around the house all in the name of content. Yes, he posts only one video a day and he doesn't even have followers. He doesn't. So I went home one day angrily and I confronted my husband. I told him blatantly that I knew that he was cheating on me, that lady. He was like, hey, I'm not always at home. What do you expect me to do? I'm at home all the time. That I'm not supporting his content. He asked me for money to buy microphone, to buy this, to buy lights and all of it.
Shopping online in Nigeria, I am still
So
paying
content creator no dey work
Broken
again.
shoe changed his entire destiny. While walking, the boss's shoe breaks. A running
I
stranger
go work,
passes
go
by,
see the
and the
good
boss
content.
stops him. The man says, "I'm getting late for my interview." The boss says, "Please, can
All
you
these
bring
people
me
they
a pair
enjoy
of shoes
money
from
now for
somewhere? Here's the
content.
money."
You don't
Size
work for
38. The man takes the money and runs off. Meanwhile, the secretary is doing her makeup. The job candidates start arriving. The secretary calls the boss. "Ma'am, when will you arrive for the interviews?" The candidates are already here. The boss replies, "I'm in a bit of trouble. Just pick any capable candidate yourself." The secretary hangs up the call. Just then, another candidate arrives. The secretary smiles and walks up to him. "When did you come back from abroad?" she asks. The candidate says, "I'm happy to see you." The secretary says, "Are you here for the interview?" The candidate smiles and says, "Yes." The secretary says, "Please wait inside." The other candidate, "Will I find you again?" The man says, "If God wills, we'll meet again," and runs off. He arrives at the office. "Good morning. I'm here for the job interview." The secretary says, "You're late." He replies, "Ma'am, if you want this job, take it." The man sighs. "All right." The secretary says, "Your uniform is downstairs. Keep the place clean." Later, the janitor enters the manager's office. "I'm here to clean," he says. Seeing the manager looking stressed, he says, "VAN means value of actual net." The manager gets angry. "Did I ask for your help? Just do your job," and kicks him out. The janitor sees the boss. "I'm happy to see the lady with heels again. I never thought we'd meet." The boss smiles. "Neither did I. You finally got a job." The janitor says, "This isn't the job I wanted." The boss asks, "What do you want?" Before he can answer, the secretary interrupts. "Ma'am, there's an urgent call for you." The boss
Stay
hands
outside
up
the ground and walk.
I say not sure again.
Stay for outside.
You forgot to remove the price tag. The janitor says, "That money is
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
coffee." The boss smiles. "I'll think about it later." Later, the boss checks on the manager. "How long will it take?" The manager says, "It's in progress." The boss says, "Finish
Why
it
you
by
can't do that? Why not they show inside?
after."
So that's how we can't go for inside.
What can I tell you? My own that they show you inside again.
Huh.
That mean you can't go outside. Now, son, don't do this one.
I been a solar.
Nah, I don't know what's between one. I don't know why I only listen. Those places they put battery. I'm not saying they put battery.
That means what put them for sun. See, they're not solar now.
Leaves, he uses
Oh yeah,
ChatGPT
Jerry,
to try
Jerry.
and complete the project. At
The
5
office
p.m.,
enter some by.
Oh.
Did I write two? Two, okay. Yes, sir. I got the learn.
I can't come out now and go see. But my husband was just like go see. The Hong Kong.
Please, so can I get this
Nylon. What?
the,
Oh,
I just want to get the address. I want to send it to dispatch rider. This,
File to the boss. "Here's the project progress report." The boss asks, "Are you leaving?" "Yes, I have some personal work and it's already 5. The boss says, "All right, but I'll be expecting you tomorrow." The company's co-owner is coming for the presentation. After he leaves, the secretary says, "Everything all right?" The manager says, "Perfect." She smiles. "Shall we go for coffee?" He says, "Sure, just like old times." She laughs. "Yes, now that we're both colleagues." She glances at the file and says, "This is all useless. It's worthless," and throws it down. The janitor picks up the papers and sits down. "Tell me, what's wrong?" The boss says, "Even if I tell you, you can't help." The janitor says, "Maybe you forgot, but I've helped you before." The boss says, "I'm trying to prepare an analysis report for a project, but it's all wrong." The janitor says, "May I take a look?" The boss says, "Sure." After reviewing the documents, he asks, "What happened?"
outcome do you want from this project? The boss says, I want this deal finalized. If it fails, we'll lose everything. My partner's coming tomorrow and nothing is ready. Only a miracle can save us. The janitor smiles. Of course, just wear nice heels tomorrow. The boss laughs. I will, and leaves. After she leaves, the janitor stays behind, takes the project files, and starts working on the manager's laptop. The next morning, the manager finds the janitor asleep in his office. What are you doing here? Who gave you permission? The janitor says, I was just trying to help. The manager says, your job is cleaning. Stick to that. The janitor picks up his papers and walks away. The secretary stops him. Next time, your rude behavior won't be tolerated. You'll be fired. The janitor says, I don't care. Go ahead, and leaves. The boss arrives. Your suggestions are all wrong. The manager says, I'll fix everything. The boss says, finish it by noon. If there's a single mistake, you're fired. The secretary says, you said you could handle everything. The manager replies, yes, but your boss is impossible to please. She says, do your job properly or we'll both be out. The manager, biting his nails nervously, sees the janitor again. You understand projects, right? The janitor says, yes. The manager pleads, help.
So let's see if I can watch this show very well.
Ah.
How do I?
The girl stole a mink coat and wrapped it around her thigh, lowering her skirt to hide it, ready to claim it as her own. She was a habitual thief and a drug addict, selling stolen luxury goods at low prices just to feed her craving for that fleeting high. But you can't dance on the edge of a river forever without getting wet. This time, her luck ran out. The moment she stepped outside, a security guard tackled her to the ground. They dragged her into the storage room. This time, the evidence was undeniable. Caught red-handed as the guard pulled out the mink, he noticed the track marks on her body and instantly developed vile intentions. When his co-worker tried to stop him, the guard snapped back angrily. This should be going to shit. Then the guard assaulted her like a beast, venting his twisted desires, while the girl's inner rage boiled over. But what he didn't know was that her father was...
Two mistakes that Shank made when he bought a dead car for 123 million.
That Benz way back in trouble that guy.
Streamer, very popular now, and he decided to buy a car for about
Yeah.
You said
Yeah. Yeah. Take out what you call the bit. Yeah, all this person I got it. Yeah, that is okay. Yeah, man.
That guy na my security. I won't even come out for this on Sunday.
Oh, I hope you want to pack much. Wait, what's yours?
For sure, boss. I know one now. You were the only person who even talks to me. I don't know. You only don't get money. So at least I go contact. Always be waiting for that myself. I follow when they talk nonsense. What you man gonna talk? You get money. I know they broke down. You they look at me. This one. The room safe for now. The house be everything 600.
I was one.
Upstairs.
I find myself for
Upstairs. The house makes sense. Eh? After that hospital, where the back of that hospital.
Okay, Street.
After the hospital, like I say, they go.
Okay, they come.
They go or go on.
Okay.
After the hospital, where the nota. At back of that hospital.
I find my fellow self for now.
I go that side. I change the environment. No stress.
Go that side now. That's why you my from my house. You know my shop. Then we from my house. That's still okay for me. Still okay for me. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, that the man go my good day. You need to come the work now. 400. From 200 from Egbeda to Babaoba. 200.
Yeah, we go to the
But one go we have 3 wishes like that. That's one relation. Calling on myself, David. And I've even decided I've even sleep safe. But if I dey go to pay me, go to do life for studio. We near studio. I'm not praying.
I added a team of
I will help you. When I help you, maybe then you will know. Jerry, I know nothing at the press on my phone. I'll just do the press nonsense. Jerry, you go give John to you. Very early, he will clean this glass in and out. All the glasses that we put out. And again, this blind. How are we going to pull out the blind? We can pull it out. You gave me some don't come down. So we'll just keep them outside. So wash and let So in the morning.
You have the container. You the container.
You go give medicine now. Now all the whole glass outside.
All the whole glass front and back.
I don't get this container.
You don't get the container.
Go buy it. Everything I mean I sell. Go buy it.
Not even need to say. You go still sell your body. Sell your head.
I don't sell my body.
Now your tongue and your teeth.
Better buy that one. Very cheap.
Buy with you.
Empty content.
That's not confirmed. That's the problem. What I'm hearing, I'm going to.
Jerry, no rest for the event scaffolding.
Yeah, I see that thing. I say I'm for sure for that show or sign. You go found. When I made that, I say I'm for Igbeda. I don't really know the place. Wait till I want you.
I want to do our assignment.
Everybody will come outside.
That washing off.
Our sign.
Everybody, both them will wash everywhere.
That was I never reached. I was saying now that long will not take the wash hour.
Now you climb that day.
I don't climb no where I know even good.
If one go there for Dan, boys will climb.
Climb where?
I was saying on a show face.
You know
This
colors.
one,
okay, we say they wash our own.
Jerry talk, no.
This one no be Canada. This one everybody will come out.
Don't be grandma they talk.
If you see a grandma, na go talk.
No, not talk anything.
If you see a chairman, no, na go. Actually,
She will not. Let me super that side now. Now they battle the team. The same way use ladder. Nice.
You don't want to take use nothing to land for ground for the glass.
You know when we feel this thing.
Oh, now body go do. Now bottle go to color.
Now that glass said go take side back.
This ladder you talk. At least you don't burn.
Only this and company up. They won't watch this thing. They won't watch the Aquabot for the new side. I look on now who's the
which day in talk?
All night your rent yeah but then who said
save they go few rent and
but does that wait I confirm with
the making call.
Okay. No see tomorrow next tomorrow. Guys.
Tomorrow next.
Now people we don't born, I didn't go there.
Okay. Okay. Now join the dark.
People we don't born. People we don't tell like Johnson. Them do the song now. Who cackles? You never mind what now. Who cackles?
You will soon join me now.
Now those people go there. So you get super.
See your phone. You say I no see you.
I know so you see me now.
I'm gonna say you say.
You dey come back. Now maybe the boy where the man says, guys, are they work the store is where I'm working. As you can see, the store working like storekeeper. But yeah, I'm a storekeeper. Make things happen in the hotel. Please, if you need a storekeeper, can connect us, call us, and give you live and direct. Please, guys, you come across this video, subscribe, share, share. Please subscribe to this channel. Anything we want here.
See, I think because in the end, when you follow that one, I say, tell and say, bucket, bow, I like the bucket, smaller one. Don't go. But that probably don't say right self. You see, how it goes, more than 2,000. All carries on that one. The small size is like 2,500. I'm not sure. 1,500. Which one? Our rice. That one. The small one. I'm this one.